Ahead and start getting this UV mapped. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. Probably don't need that symmetry on anymore, especially if everyone has issues with the ear and arms and whatnot. Um, really quickly saw how quickly all my faces were selected. I'm going to go right click and go to face. And I'm going to start selecting just the top part of the head here and hit faces. I'm just want to grab the front facing of it, and we're basically going to do UV map this really quickly, just so you guys have kind of a knowledge base on what UV mapping is. There's 100 ways that you do UV mapping, but I'm just going to show you kind of get you started so it's easy to understand. It can get quite complex. Also, there's other software packages like Substance Painter, ZBrush also has a automatic UV mapper, especially for organic things. But this is almost mechanical. It's such a simple model. It's not really like a dinosaur or something like that that's really organic and complex. This is pretty straightforward. All right, so you can just see I'm just going around, hitting my shift, and just grabbing that front face. And we're going to do some tricks. So hopefully when we wrap our decals on there, this be a front face, and then we'll try to figure out how to make these seams come together, just old school. And there's new ways of doing that with like Substance Painter, where you can just paint on one side and the seams are perfect. But again, this is just to get you acclimated with Maya and what it means to do this. So we're going to go to our front view, and then really quickly I'm going to go to my UV editor, and we'll pull this off to the side, and let's go to face. I'm not sure why it's doing that. All right. So I'm not going to pull up the UV map editor. I was doing something really weird. But I'm going to do planar, and just going to have that turn on. And it's through camera, whatever camera lens we are, either perspective or front or whatever. To do a bounding box and all this. We're going to hit project. And you can see it did something, kind of a silhouette of what we just selected. So now we're going to go object mode, and we're going to hold up our UV editor. Let's pull that up. And we're going to go to shell, UV shell, and I'm going to select that, and that's our UV shell. So I'm going to just pull that over to the side, and going to go in here and keep selecting some other parts here. So I go back to my perspective. I'm not sure why it's showing up purple. It's kind of giving me some grief here. And we're going to go ahead and grab the other part of the body here. Let's see, 4 and 5. It's really weird why it's doing that. I'm actually going to turn off the UV shell. Maybe we'll do that once we have it all UV mapped. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and keep going here. Select. Keep selecting here, shift, 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 shift. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the bottom feet separately. I don't think anyone's going to do some really cool decals or design underneath the feet. So again, just grabbing everything here. All right. Again, leave the feet for the end. All right, let's keep selecting this front part of the body. I'm going to go around, make sure I'm doing this correctly. All right. Just going around. Same as my other side. Just want to basically grab the same information. Again, our hands are all messed up. So again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to hit spacebar, go to my front, and I'm going to do UV, UV, and I'm going to do planar again, and then we're going to go ahead and go UV editor. Sorry, still trying to figure out why it's turning color. All right, I'm going to pull this down over here, and That was really weird. Why it's turning that color? I don't know why. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and keep it going. So we select it, and we know we wanted to start selecting the back, and you can see this really weird color back here and some weirdness going on here. I think it's because I accidentally grabbed some of this stuff. But anyways, we're gonna grab probably everything. I think the back is not as important as the front. That's why I kind of broke it up. And I want to select these guys here. Go ahead and close that real quick. And let's see. And we're going to try to see what's missing here. All right. Somehow these got accidentally selected when we were doing the front side. All right. I do not want my feet. Let's go ahead and delete those. All right. I got some. All right. Alt is your friend. You want to just keep spinning around. And we're going to go to, I guess we can just go to the front. It doesn't really matter. We're going to do a projection mapping. We can flip it to the back if you want. We're going to go ahead and do another planar. Okay, so we're going to bring up our UV editor. Should probably restart my computer. That's probably why it's acting weird. And then we're going to go to faces, and we're going to select these guys, which are the bottom of the feet. I'm probably 100% sure about that. All right, just make sure nothing else is selected. I'm going to just go to my top view. So it's a downward position looking at my feet and do my planar that way. And I'm going to go to my UV editor, and we have everything here kind of just broken apart. All right, so I'll pull this down. I go to my UV shells, and before we do that, let's go ahead and increment and save. All right, so I have all my UV shells. I went to UV shell, and I'm selecting everything. And we're going to go in here and go to modify. And some of these things I actually want to flatten out. So we go to the face, and we may do this on another tutorial, but we're going to go ahead and hit unfold. And you can see it just kind of flattened it out. Do that for this, hit G. So it's just going to unfold it. If I hit unZ, so we hit G, unfold, and G to unfold, G to unfold these two just for good luck. And then we're going to grab everything here, and we're going to go also to our tools or modify, and we're going to hit orient, we're going to do layout. Okay, so it's going to automatically push everything in here, but kind of squeeze it in a nice format. So we're going to go UV shells, select everything, modify, and layout. All right. Hopefully it pulls it all together. It takes a while. It does a lot of mathematical crunching. And now we have everything kind of crunched in there. Now, there's some really weird stuff. I don't know what that is. I go in here and see what that is about. Right here. So I kind of messed that up. I will clean that up, but make sure when you're doing your grabbing of these faces, make sure there's nothing hidden like that unselected. All right, so I'm going to actually clean these up so they're actually kind of rotated in a different axis. We know that is an upward direction, so when we start putting these into Illustrator and so forth, a little bit easier. And we know this is the back side, so I'm just going to go ahead and rotate that. We know that's the neck, and then that's the rest of the body for Dunny. And the cool thing about this is all to scale, so if we start drawing on this, like some lettering on it, and we put lettering here, it would be the correct size. All right. That's embarrassing. This one I may try to clean it offline, this issue right here. All right. We could probably grab them all and just kind of go up a little bit bigger, but you want to do them together. You want to get every square inch of space in this little square here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and file and basically do a increment.